New York Islanders, you should be embarrassed. That does not belong in the National Hockey League. Okay, no, I'm not talking about that. We're talking about a game that I didn't think I was going to cover. I had this on in the background in my living room, I was doing other stuff, had the game on, rotating between this and the Toronto Maple Leafs Boston game, but the Carolina Hurricanes have just defeated the New York Islanders 5-3. Taking a 2-0 series lead in their first round matchup against each other in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Yada, yada, yada. They already won Game 1. Everybody kind of expected that the Islanders would have a tough time in this series. So a 5-3 loss isn't all that bad, right? Until you look at some of the numbers, and you look at the way this game went down, and you look at the order in which the goals were scored. The New York Islanders had 12 shots on goal, and 3 goals, so, okay, they scored 1 every 4 shots, which is not, projectable, but it's a good amount of shots to let in. And the Carolina Hurricanes had 5 goals on 39 shots. Let's go out there and look at the order of these goals, because the Islanders just absolutely choked it away. Kyle Palmieri got things started for Islanders hockey. 16:22 into the first period, 1-0 game, very nice. And 3 minutes later, you had Bo Horvat with 15 seconds left in the first, getting a beautiful pass at the very high slot. He one-times it on goal, beats out the goaltender. Bo Horvat is celebrating like crazy. We all know that Bo is capable of firing those 1-tees. It's a 2-0 game for New York heading into the second period. Shots on goal in the first. For the Islanders, they had 7. The Hurricanes had 10. Okay, great. 7 shots on goal. That's still okay. But heading into the second period, this is when things really started to run away with the score here, because it was Anders Lee who got the Islanders on the board on the power play. 3-0 game. Great. That's incredible. The Isles have a 3-0 lead in the game. All they have to do is lock it down. They have to just make sure the Hurricanes don't battle back. The Islanders play some defensively sound, shot-blocking, physical hockey, right? So they can do this. And then 10 minutes later, Teuvo Teravainen gets a goal. Okay, power play, breaks the shutout. It's the first goal of a few here in the second period. And then heading into the third, Seth Jarvis scores. Okay, it's a 1-goal game with 10 to go. The Islanders need to hang on, but as we'll quickly find out, they did a pretty bad job at doing that, because with 17:45 as the time played in the third, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left with the net empty for Carolina, it's Sebastian Aho on the back door who gets a brilliant pass from Svechnikov. It goes in past Varlamov. And then 9 seconds later, it's Jordan Martinook who scores. The puck gets played behind the net. Varlamov gets confused. He's going right. The puck goes back left, and Martinook centers it in front. It goes off of Varlamov and in. It's now a 1-goal Carolina lead with 2 minutes to go. This game was won by the Hurricanes in the span of about 9 seconds, and then the empty net by Jake Guentzel seals the deal. 5-3 game. But that's not all. That is not all that happened in this game, because, sure, you could say, okay, 3-0 lead for New York, and then a 5-3 decision for Carolina, with 3 goals coming in the last 2 minutes of the game, pretty much. That's a huge collapse, right? But you know what? We should have seen it coming. You know why? Because all the opportunities, the shots on goal, the Islanders only had 12 total shots, and after the 3-0 goal scored by Anders Lee, the Islanders completely stopped shooting. 4 total shots in the second period, 1 shot in the third. Carolina had 17 shots in the third and 12 in the second. Total shots, 39-12 for Carolina. This is how crazy it got in terms of the ability on the ice. We're not even going to talk about the end of the game shenanigans, the game misconducts. Oh yeah, look at that. The New York Islanders had themselves more misconducts in the third period than they had shots. Casey Cizikas, misconduct. Cal Clutterbuck, misconduct. Matt Martin, misconduct. Robert Bortuzzo, misconduct. Brock Nelson, misconduct. Kyle Palmieri, misconduct. Lots of shenanigans, lots of vitriolic feelings tossed out in this game here, especially towards the end. But at the end of the day, the Islanders had one shot in a third period where they came in leading 3-1, and they didn't do anything with it. The Islanders just completely got hemmed in. The Hurricanes had 17 shots. The final shot attempts in the game were 110 to 28 for the Hurricanes. We saw this Islanders team as a team that barely squeaked into the playoffs via the third position in the Metro because the Metro is so weak. Yeah, we're seeing that now. My goodness. Welcome to the second round, Carolina. I know it's a 2-0 series. There is a possibility for New York to bounce back and win another game in Game 3 or Game 4 or maybe even win the series. It's possible, but is it likely? I have no idea. 110 to 28 the shot attempts. And you think about it, I mean, at least the Islanders got 12 shots on goal in that span. I mean, 28 attempts only? That is so incredibly low. And when you take a look at the result here, the Islanders did have a 3-0 lead at the 3-4 minute mark of the second period. But if you take a look at what that means historically, hey, the New York Islanders were 81-0 as a franchise in playoff games when holding a 3-goal lead. They've never lost a game heading into tonight where they happened to be up by 3 at any point during the game. Until now. It's 81-1 now. The Islanders ended up losing this one. They're down 2-0 in the series. Being down 2-0 doesn't really feel as bad as losing a game as badly as this. And if you go over to Money Puck, because this definitely is gonna make things interesting as well, this is the deserve to win-o-meter on the game, because when it comes to the numbers, Carolina absolutely destroyed New York. 81 percentile deserve to win metric, and the expected goals, my gosh, 5.33 to New York's 2.77. Look at this. The Islanders barely had an expected goal chance after like the 25-minute mark of the game. They went half the entire game without having any significant opportunities. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes were just pounding, going and going and going, all of these shot attempts and eventual goals to seal the deal and win the game 5-3 after being down 3-0 to start it out. This is an embarrassing loss if I've ever seen an embarrassing loss, and I don't know where the Islanders go from here. Patrick Waugh, man. Patrick Waugh, you could talk about calls, you could talk about misconducts, you can talk about players taking penalties, what should have been called, what should have not been, but at the end of the day, this Islanders team just completely blew it. They had a 3-0 lead, and they stopped shooting the puck afterwards. They had, 2 shots after they took a 3-0 lead? 1 shot in the third period where they had a 3-1 lead heading into it? Like, that's incredible. Incredible. We'll see what happens when the series goes back over to the island. But as for now, Barzal, Horvat, everybody else here, your points, they mean nothing. That was an absolutely embarrassing hockey game, and I don't know where the Islanders go from here. They're going to have to tighten things down. You need to carry over some of that momentum that you had at the beginning of the game and make it last 60 minutes, because just playing 23 minutes of hockey where you score 3 goals and then just take it on cruise control, that's not going to do it, buddy, especially against this Hurricanes team. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the completely terrible meltdown of the New York Islanders in Game 2 against the Carolina Hurricanes. I hope you enjoyed this. 99, and bye.